You know, thank God for this game's absurdly long loading screen because I could not for the life of me remember what I was supposed to be doing in this game when I pressed the load button, and thankfully I had like a solid 3.5 hours to think about it while that progress bar just slowly crawled its way to maximum. And I remembered that we need to be going to the Willows, which I believe is... Oh, that's the Sabarovs. Down here. Down here. We're going to the Willows to speak with Madame Angel and find out exactly what's been going on with her blood-stained compatriot. I'm hoping we got enough time for this because apparently it's like 5:30, which leaves us with like 6 hours to not die. So I'm hoping this is sort of like the final stretch of the first day's questing extravaganza, because if it's not, and if there's more to do, then it's very possible that we've gone dumb fucked up and we're going to have to load again. Maybe just start this whole campaign again from scratch, which I really don't want to do. Realistically, I'd rather not be doing that. So, fingers crossed, here's hoping for the best and all that. Oh, she's the one, it's the one by the bushes, the impenetrable bushes that you can't walk through. It's this house. Interesting. Sorry, love. You're a bit fucked. It's out of my hands. Love to help, but oh, okay. This is one of them fake doors. One of those predatory fake doors. They're like those moths that pretend to have like eye patterns on them to scare predators into thinking they're owls or whatever. That's what those doors are like. What the fuck? Okay. And there's a corpse in here.
Have you met when you look her in the eye, your mouth just kinda opens up.
Oh, that is really too much. Who the hell are you? Why have you donned that dreadful suit? That is precisely the question I was going to ask you. I'm Anna Angel, you might have heard of me already. Oh, I used to be a famous singer. You can't imagine the stages I used to be the star of. I'm Daniil Dankovsky, you might have heard about me too. I'm the head of the Thanatica Laboratory. Also, there's a corpse on your floor. I thought so. I knew someone would pay me a visit very soon. How horrible. Hush, be quiet. Shut up and let's talk about the corpse. So, that man, he's like dead, right? Well, he isn't breathing. No pulse means dead. Oh, I was so scared. He barged in here all bloody. I thought he was sent here, but he didn't try to attack me. Oh, look at those hideous wounds. It's like he was cut with precision to mangle the body as much as possible. Who would do something like this? An experienced surgeon, someone who knows anatomy. His sinews are cut. He was mumbling something to that extent. There's this hunt for Simon Kane's murderer going on, right? Well, they mistook the guy for the culprit, even though he was actually a hunter, not a huntee. It was Simon's murderer that wounded him so badly, wasn't it? Why do you think the man himself is not the murderer? But he was going after the murderer. They tried to ambush him at the station. Oh, this is one of the dudes that Artemy Dong Gun fucked up at the beginning of his campaign. Interesting. They tried to ambush him at the station in case he tries to catch a ride away from the town. And you know what? Their assumptions were correct. The guy did indeed come face to face with the murderer there. Here's the result. Is that what he told you before passing away? Well, yeah. Why are you surprised? It makes sense for him to try and explain why he barged in anyway. His story was very haphazard though, actually. He didn't say much at all, but I think I know what had happened. You're too kind. By the way, it was Victor Kane who sent me here to check on you and your guest. I think one of the chasers that was after the poor sod must have informed him about all this. So what do I tell him? Just don't tell anyone. But what? Just don't you call anyone here, okay? Please, I'm begging you. If they find a dead man in my house, that's hard to explain, but I promise I'll do so later when we have the time. I didn't kill him, I swear, and I couldn't have mutilated him so horrendously. Hey, why are you so anxious all of a sudden? Oh, many people will be more than happy to accredit this blood to my hands. They just need an excuse and a chance to grab me by the arm, and they will twist it so hard that I'll even confess. Just help me bury him, will you? I can see a spark of kindness in you. Go to the cemetery and tell the caretaker there's someone less than living in my house. And who's the caretaker, as if I didn't know it was a creepy little girl. Since the old caretaker died, another dark story, huh? Anyway, his daughter is the one who's taking care of the cemetery now. Name's Grace. She'll see to the dead man as though he was still alive and kicking. I mean, figuratively, of course. I mean, if I don't want to be a simp, then maybe I should tell people that this woman, who's giving me a very sort of sly look out the corner of her eye right now, has the corpse of a man in her house. But I don't feel like that's going to help me progress towards finding the quote-unquote culprit, who I think at this point is going to be Artemi Barak, even though Artemi actually isn't the culprit, but that's another matter to deal with later. And I want to not die in the next 6 hours, so instead I'm going to help Anna get rid of the body, no questions asked. I'm expecting to hear an enthralling story afterwards. To Grace. To Grace. To Graceland. This way. I think this is probably going to be the most direct route. Probably, sort of, kinda, ish. It's a route. It'll get me there. And really, isn't it about the journey more than the destination? Isn't it about getting the opportunity to see a woman beaten in the streets? This game's nuts, man. I feel like that's not really a controversial opinion. That's not one that really needs explaining to you. But sometimes you just have to take a step back from Pathologic and just distance yourself from the extensive lore and the world building and the uncanniness of it all, and just how compelling the whole fascinating experience is, and just go, what the fuck am I playing? What the fuck is all this? How did this come to be exactly? I'd actually be really interested. I mean, I think I mentioned it before that I keep unrelentingly being recommended a video by H-Bomber Guy about this game. It's like well over an hour long, I think, as most of his videos are. And I wonder if that goes into like the development of it and how, because I'm really intrigued as to what the fuck, what? Neither of you are Grace. Let me hold that thought and get back to it. Where's Grace? And who might you be burying, dear sir? Are you the caretaker of the cemetery? The caretaker's been pushing up the daisies for, let me think, 5 years now. Turned to grass already, all excited to bask in the sun. Me, I have to endure them hardships for a long time still. I'm here on burial business. Where's him stiff? You'll have to fetch it. It's not far, in a mansion on the riverbank. Oh man, you better speak to the hunchback over there. He's the boss. You should have told me so straight away. What do you need, kind sir? I'm looking for Grace. Where is she? The caretaker gal. No Grace around here. As you can see, the place is completely graceless. What's your business with her, eh? I need to bury a man with unnecessary fuss. It makes sense. Loads of sense. Putting someone 6 feet under without any roaring thunder. The process demands meticulousness, kind sir. You know that? How long since the stiff's gone stiff? I have no idea. You bring 2,000 here, kind sir, when we'll bury the devil himself and sing a pretty tune for you to boot. Gotta put even the Shabnaka dig back into the ground for 2,000. The sum ain't pretty, I know, but the times ain't killer on the looks either. I can show the kind sir a way out, by the way. Well, you're a big city man, and I can feel a verst away. Your equipment would cost a fortune in our shops. The poor morons would give their souls for it, but they buy all sorts of crap anyway. They've got lots of money saved up right now, what with the train coming soon and all, but them folks are addicted to not starving, so they'll gradually be selling their stuff. You should become a rich man in the next few hours if you pay your cards right. Looks like I'll have to follow your advice. He's saying I should sell my shit, basically, to make the money to bury the corpse. Why do I have to fucking pay for it? Why do I have to pay for it? It's not my problem, is it? 2,000. Hang on. Oh, I actually nearly have that. Okay, I guess I'll just... I guess I'll just... Right? I guess I'll just... I guess? I'm not super cool with this. I do think Miss Angel should perhaps be paying for her own burial costs, but not her own burial costs, obviously the burial costs of the person she wants burying. But I guess it falls to me. I really wish I'd just dobbed her into the canes at this point, but here we are. This is the path I've chosen. Just need to find a shop to sell literally anything and get up to 2,000. So, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought because the hunchback surprised me with his business. I was talking about the development of this game. I'd really be interested into just finding out a bit more about the devs. You know, just learning a bit about their methods and their plans for this game, because I do feel like it must have like had budgetary issues or something, right? It doesn't. It feels like overscoped, if that's the word. There's a lot of really cool ideas here, but I mean, even comparing this campaign with what I've seen of this campaign so far with Artemis, there's a lot more going on in this one, right? They clearly made this one first, and then had time constraints or money constraints or some sort of constraints keeping them from fully fleshing out the other campaign. I don't know what the third campaign is going to be like if and when I get to that one, but it does feel like there were some sort of limitations put upon them to a degree. I mean, maybe not. Maybe they just wanted this one to be more to be the first campaign, you know, the one that sort of tutorializes things a bit more and leads you into things, and Artemis will just throw you into the bullshit. Maybe that was the design philosophy all in all, but it would be interesting to hear a little bit about the development of this game. I think that'll be a cool thing to look into. I might see what I can dig up on ye olde internet at some point. Get myself some answers. I'm cautious to like read up too much though, because obviously I don't want the spoilers. Whatever spoilers may lay ahead. Alright, I got your money. Ah, lovely. Where's the freshie? At Anna Angel's place, and hurry up. Is that us done there then? It is done. The gravediggers will help Anna bury the corpse. I guess we go back to Anna now then. Does that sound sensible? Does that sound like a plan? She said she had explanations to give me, although those explanations don't particularly seem like they're going to be particularly relevant to my particular investigations, and I'm aware I just said the word particular 3 times in one sentence, and you can't stop me. But yeah, she did seem to imply that she had more to tell me once the corpse was gone, so maybe this will lead us to something. I just really don't want to get killed at midnight. Just really want to still be alive to reap the benefits of all the stocking up of the old items that I've been doing, you know. I did such a good job. Been such a clever boy and prepared for the horrible futures laid out for me by Pathologic and its nightmarish hellscape. And it would be a real shame if I'd put 5 episodes worth of shit into this and only to find that I don't actually have enough time to get everything done. I'm a little bit paranoid about that, because I know this game will quite happily kick you when you're down and not care about it, you know. It's very unapologetic. I guess they took the corpse already.
I don't want to undress. What if there's something scary on my skin?
God, everyone's terrifying. Oh, how can I thank you? I'd love to give you some sort of trinket as a token of my gratitude. A silver ring from your lovely finger would be more than enough. Then take it as a sign of my affection. No, wait, I've got a better idea. I'll give you several, so that they may affect you even more. These are not just any trinkets. Never forget, each of them represents my feelings. I'll try. Okay, 1,000 gold and some bits. I mean, it doesn't make up for the 2,000 I spent,
when you
but
look her in the eye, your mouth just kind of opens up.
I think the wind is changing. There are so many. Why are there so many outsiders in the town? Anna, I'd like to hear your honest opinion. Do you also find Simon Kane's death unnatural? No, not at all. How could someone living on, or perhaps even beyond, the edge of what's humanly possible not die? At least, that's what the smart people are saying, not my ideas. So Simon loved to challenge the limits and restrictions, I gather. Indeed, he loved it, and he was good at it. You could bury him underground for a couple of days, and he'd be totally fine. He was pierced with iron rods once, too. One of them broke his chest, but Simon didn't die. Tricks like these would have been incredibly popular in a circus. Oh, I miss the man. So who would have killed him? An envier? It just occurred to me that he could have killed himself. Why? I don't know. There's no one else that could have done it. No one, and I mean it. Neither the biggest hater nor the most desperate beggar. I mean, in his case, suicide is way more believable conjecture than murder. You sure? Nobody is to blame for his death. I honestly believe that Simon was doomed. What he did was too much for a single person to handle. Feel my leg being pulled.
I don't want to undress. What if there's something scary on my skin?
Well, that didn't really pay off too well, did it? That didn't really achieve very much. So, what now? I mean, usually the course of action thus far has been to return to Yulia up here every time I get anything done. So I guess maybe we'll do that again? I guess? And just pray that if there's a follow-up quest, it's a fucking quick one, because, again, TikTok, you know? There's limits to what a man can achieve in a single day, and I have not perhaps been achieving as best as I could. I'm willing to accept that. Watch out, love. She's got like a sixth sense. That was great. She just suddenly started sprinting the second the man swung fists. She could feel his chakra. She could feel his energy pulsing behind her. I'm not speaking to her. I see her there, wanting me to talk to her. It's not gonna happen. She doesn't get to offer me a schmouder I can't buy. Knock knock.
I'm afraid I'm of little use now. Could you tell me about Lara? I'd rather not speak on the matter. You know Lara well enough as soon as you meet her. My relationship with her is complicated. Why is that? They say that Lara is an angel, an epitome of benevolence and compassion. She sees everyone as a friend. She's eager to help, too happy to oblige. After her father died, she turned the Ravel Mansion into the most hospitable and heartwarming place in town. Long story short, Lara is believed to be the kindest woman of us all. However, that's not true. She's a woman devastated by grief. All the gifts that she is happy to give away are fundamentally offerings to a dead person. She favours the living with something the dead have no use for. Really? Her philanthropy is most reprehensible. She pities everyone she comes across, for she knows they will all die just like her dearly departed. She sees a corpse in everyone she looks upon. I can't say I appreciate it, but that being said, she will certainly be of great help to you in your enquiry. I see. I'm afraid it's natural.
Do you like Eva Jan? Very much. I wouldn't be much of a stretch to say I absolutely admire her. Weird. I expected you to have a different opinion of her. She dons the mask of an absent-minded
promiscuity, that's a difficult word, but the pose has nothing to do with what she really is. I'd be happy to be friends with her, but she does not understand me, and rightfully so, considering her eminence. I can't believe my ears. Sooner or later, a fervent believer may emerge from within her, dissolving her completely of the object of her adoration, after which she will probably kill herself. But I'd rather talk no more on that. Alright. Okay.
What?
So in any case, not quite, but in any case, I hope that getting to know me will not become a problem to you.
My arms are.
You managed to find out so much about me in 1 minute's talk. Oh, fuck.
This girl is a
Well.
changeling.
Well, we've exhausted all those options. Gravediggers will bury the corpse. Keep the Schmauder. Kill the butcher. So what's left? What's left at this point? I guess we could return to the Canes? I feel like we followed the threads. I'll do a quick save. I'm concerned. Let me just see how much time we got left. 1920. Okay, not a great deal. I'm concerned we're short on time, so saving was probably a sensible choice there. Did seem to say that Lara might have. She implied that Lara might have something more for me. She said she'd be useful to my inquiry, so maybe we stop off at Lara's on the way past, just in case she's thought up something else to add. But I feel like we've followed her quest, Vlad the Younger's quest, and Anna Angel's quest to their natural conclusions. And like if you follow the chain back, there's not really much to go back to, if you know what I mean. I don't know. I think maybe the goal was to just get, because Georgi, however the hell you pronounce that man's name, Georgi. I might have to go with that one because I'm very immature. What was I saying? What was I actually saying? I've lost track. He was saying something about how everyone will lie to me and how I need to get lots of different opinions and form my own opinion based on those various biases and everything. So maybe now that we've heard 3 different takes... What is that humming? That was weird. Is that normal ambience in this game? I don't remember hearing that before. But yeah, now maybe we've got all these different takes. Maybe one of the Canes will have something to add on the matter. Or will ask me for my conclusion or something. Buongiorno.
I'm deadly tired.
Let's try the other one. See what old Vicky boy has to say. Or maybe Ava. Maybe Ava has something for me now. I don't know.
I fear that Simon's death is...
Fuck. Shit, fuck, fuckity, shittity, fuckity, shit. I guess while we're here, we'll try the third and final cane. I mean, thankfully we just saved, so we can just load if this entire direction turns out to be a dead end. I also just completely failed to stop off at Lara's house, even though I said I was going to, didn't I? Completely forgot about that. Whoopsie, my bad, I guess. Oh, there you are. Keep losing you. Okay, nothing for you either. Fucking epic. I mean, everyone on this side of the world are these three and Ava. So we'll talk to all of these three, and Ava, and then we'll see if nothing comes of any of this. Then I guess we'll load and go do the rounds again, just with a few other people. They do keep pointing me back towards Vlad the Younger. Like, there was an option to ask Anna Angel where Vlad the Younger lived as well. So I don't know. I don't think I've been back to him recently, have I? So maybe that's what I need to do, potentially. I'm not oblivious to the fact that my exhaustion is getting completely out of hand either.
I had a feeling you...
Okay, we'll load. So what we'll do now is we'll do a tour of the middle island. We'll see, we'll actually go see Lara. We'll go see both Vlad the Older and Vlad the Younger. Is that everyone in the middle? I guess so. I mean, there's, you know, Bad Grief, there's the theatre, there's the town hall, there's, the Soul and a Halves, where the Notkin lives. There's a bunch of other people, but none of them have been relevant to my story so far, and I imagine going to them will just result in a single line of introductory dialogue and fucking nothing else, so I don't really see much point in doing that. I guess potentially we could go back to Sabarov, Alexei, that's his name, right? Now that we've pumped all the information we can out of Yulia, he was the one who sent me to her after all, so maybe there's something to that.
I think I'm fading.
Nope, nothing from you. Okay, good to know. We'll do the old Gimpsky tour, and if that doesn't work, we'll load again and then go to the Sabarovs. Can't afford to be wasting time not save scumming this, I think, at this point. Time is of the essence. Thanks, that was really cool how those stairs just stopped me walking for a second there, because I went somewhere near them. I went vaguely near the concept of stair, and it decided that my poor feet simply couldn't handle the concept of uneven terrain, even even in theory, you know. I didn't even have to put my feet on them, I just had to know stairs exist, and that was too much for my poor little feet. I think I'm going in the right direction here. I've not looked at my map, but I'm using my my knowledge of the streets, my innate sense of direction to find my way around. Which I don't think is too bad. I think I know roughly where I am at most times in this game now. I mostly just check the map for like precision stuff. Like I can get to an area quite easily, but it's like finding which specific house in that area is the one I need to interact with, sort of thing. Vlad the Younger's house is usually pretty obvious, though, I think. It's kind of off on its own over here. Yo, wee Vlad.
I am crushed by these walls.
Interesting. See how it all turns out. I used to keep this place secret, but all these secrets seem so childish now. Vlad, tell me, did Isidore visit you last night? Tell me the truth, please. Yes, Isidore did pay me a visit, but don't ask what we talked about. I have no right to share that with you. That is because that would make you betray your father, isn't it? Yes, seems it's better to put the cards on the table with you. So far you're coming across as a very smart person. You talked to my father already. What do you know? Everything. Well, almost everything. All I want to know is where you come into play. Isidore said, note that I'm merely retelling it secondhand. He said that the epidemic is in the steppe. He said there's an epidemic in the steppe camps. An outbreak of Tarbargan's sickness, perhaps. The plague, that is. Father had issued an order to lock the termitary up to prevent the infection from getting in. So what are you so afraid of that you would conceal this? I don't understand. You did the right thing. There is an underlying sensitive family matter here. To cut a long story short, my father would kill me if he found out about this conversation. The unrest in the termitary, you see, well, I incited it to make father lock it up. He didn't believe Isidore. So what do you think was the cause of Simon Kane's death, especially taking into account the fact that Isidore Barak had been his last visitor? We need to warn Reuben, it's very urgent. He is about to examine Simon as soon as the period of time required by the Kanes passes. Where is he? I have no idea. Where is he staying? I don't know. As I literally just said, why are you asking me this question, you fucking idiot? There was a secret dissecting room in one of the warehouses, but no one knows where that is exactly. He used to live mostly in the steppe, sometimes sleeping in the termitary or at Lara Ravel's shelter, but he's not there, I know that for sure. He went away to mourn his master. What would you have done if you were him? I'd wait for him at the Kanes. It's simple. So, turns out Vlad the Younger was the correct answer. Silly me. Investigation of the double murder, blah 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 blah. So, the question now becomes, how do we meet Reuben? This is his place of living, so I guess we can go check that out. Lara Ravel was... I've gone the wrong way here. Lara Ravel was name dropped in there, so maybe we go back to her again. Also, as I said, the Kanes obviously have a connection to him. They were talking about me meeting him later tonight, so that is also an option. But the overriding belief of Vlad the Younger, it seems, is that Isidore caught the disease, he gave it to Simon, and it killed both of them. But the implication is that both deaths clearly look like murder, so why would we think it was the disease that killed them? But either way, we need to save Reuben from interacting with a highly diseased body because, you know, probably not super healthy. Probably not the cleanliest option. We'll check this place out. Knock knock, Reuben. Oh, he's not here. I don't think I've ever been in this building, to be honest. I think it was always locked on the other campaign. Oh. Alright. Cool. Obviously a mechanic we shall learn about later. Fair enough. Doesn't seem like there's anything to loot in here. But that was fun. That was an exciting investigation that we led there. We'll head to Lara's then, and then back to Georgie boy to complete the list of everyone who has ever had any connection with this Reuben ever. God, we are getting about, aren't we? I hope we're going to have time for all this. I really do. Somewhat concerning. Somewhat concerning. We can definitely like get to Vlad's quicker, and once we've ruled out where we need to go from Vlad's, we can do that quicker as well, so we can min-max this a bit if it turns out we don't quite have enough time to do it in this attempt, you know, so we'll see how it goes. I'm not entirely sure how close to Lara's I am. There's the theatre, so yeah, I'm pretty close, right? She's just north of here. God, there's a lot of obnoxious children in the streets. I'm sure most of these kids just sort of vanish over the course of the game. Aren't they all meant to be, like, living in the polyhedron anyway, though? That's like the weird child sanctuary. Should usher them all into there. It doesn't seem like the safest place to be when there's a bunch of people just running around punching women to death on a regular basis, you know? Lara! My good friend. My confidant. Got some questions for you.
No.
But you have no answers for me, so, so much for that, I suppose. Whoops. Well, we've ruled out 2 of the 3 That was cool. We've ruled out 2 of the 3 locations, so I guess we'll go back to Georgie. It's going to turn out that I just had to speak to Vlad the Younger a second time, isn't it? That I've come all this way and I've done it completely wrong. That's the thing I'm not very good at in this game, is remembering to just speak to people again. It seems to be something that comes up more often than you'd expect. What the fuck am I stuck on now? Jesus Christ. Can the geometry just, like, chill for a second? Can it just calm down? Doesn't need to be so openly hostile. But then it's Pathologic. Every part of this game revels in being openly hostile. It's kind of its niche, you know? It's the Dark Souls of survival games. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Dark Souls is not as hard as this. It's not as unforgiving or as brutal as this. This is the real gamer's game. People who are like, oh yeah, I beat Ornstein and Smo. Well done. But you've not beaten Pathologic, have you? Fucking nerd. Knock knock. Hello.
However brilliant an action, it should not be esteemed great unless the result of a great motive.
How many doctors are there in your town? Do you trust this Reuben? Wonder what kind of man he is. Reuben will come here tonight to get down to examining my brother. You'll be acquainted then. He'll come here. Alright. He'll come here.
The town will meet.
Alright, okay. He'll come here. I think that means, like, here. I think that means, like, this. You know? Here. So I guess we just wait for 11. And then, which isn't far away, to be fair. You know what? It's now 9 o'clock. Where's your bed, Georgie? Georgie, where's your... Georgie, do you not sleep? How do you not have a bed, my dude? Guess I'll go sleep in your sister? Niece, I think. I don't know. Whoever this lady is. I'll go sleep in her house instead. She's definitely got a bed. I've used it before. Want to get a couple hours kip if that's alright. I feel refreshed and ready to take on the world. Georgie! G to the orgy. My good friend. Is Reuben here yet? Has he arrived? Has he arrived yet?
Tell me what you want.
He doesn't appear to be here, Georgie. Is he at his surgery hole in the warehouse district? Because I don't think I can get there in time anymore, Georgie. I think I've just done fucked up, Georgie. Is he in here with Victor? Just chilling with Victor, perhaps? Why, yes. You're very tall.
Slept for 3 nights straight. I don't think I'll manage another one.
Greetings, friend. I heard news of your arrival. Everyone has. Are you here to examine the body as well? My dear colleague, I do hope you haven't touched it yet. I haven't. Is there a problem? There is a threat of an epidemic. The Crucible needs to be quarantined. Any access to this body should be forbidden. Are you sure? Well, it doesn't matter anyway if it's that thing again. What do you think it is? Judging from what I found out so far, it could be the Febris typhoidea, or plague. I don't believe it. A second outbreak. Wait a second, I need to regain my senses. Are you sure about this? Do you mean what you say? I am, and I do. If it's the Sand Plague, Master's death was so untimely. If it is the Sand Plague, we only have a few more days to live. You see, I have no idea how to stop it, and no one does. Your mentor has encountered this before. What is the Sand Plague? I'm only making assumptions. I don't want to believe this. I'd rather have any other plague than this. We don't have time to waste. The body must be inspected, isolated, and destroyed if necessary. We must take protective measures for that, of course. We need your diagnosis before we can provide reasonable protection. At the moment, you can only buy yellow immunity boosters from the drugstores. They are no good, but I'll try and do something about this. We'll need to make some remedies from Master's old workplace. Did you know he was murdered by his son? An atrocity. His son had nothing to do with this. I presume Isidore was infected by Simon and died of the same disease, or vice versa. Let's not waste any more time. You're right, let's make haste. I'll get everything ready for the examination. Meanwhile, let's arrange for the body to be isolated. Kane is keeping it in a cold place. For some reason I thought that was meant to say sleeping in a cold place, like they were talking about Simon Kane, but they're talking about Victor Kane keeping the body in a... Never mind. I'll keep you informed. If we act deliberately and with calm mind, we can prevent this epidemic. Stay strong. I won't leave you on your own. Is that it? Did we solve it? Did we do it? We have identified the killer, yet we have yet to apprehend him. Reuben will collect the necessary equipment to protect him as he works with the bodies. In the meantime, I should go inform Georgie Kane of the primary investigation has shown. Let's speak to Victor real quick, though.
Perhaps I'll give...
Nope. Nothing. Okay. Cool. It is weird that Reuben's here in Victor's house when Georgie seems to be the one in charge of all this, but whatever, you know. Whatever, he can be where he wants to be. He can do his thing. He's like 12 feet tall. Who am I going to, you know, oppose him doing anything? He can do what he wants. Fucking big show stampeding through this town.
In action, it should not be esteemed great unless the result of a great motive.
I've been told of your initial verdict. You assert that Simon Kane was not killed by a human or a Shabnak demon, but died of natural cause, or succumbed to some physical sickness. Is that what you're saying? I wouldn't say he died naturally. He died of a mysterious disease. Microbes are far more efficient killers than demons. Is that a hypothesis or a fact supported by evidence? It's a proven fact. What's the proof then? Show me the body, Judge, and you'll have it. The body is in the focus of the crucible. You cannot examine it now, and I mean that it is technically impossible. No one may see the body before a certain period of time passes. Neither Master Reuben, nor you, nor my dear Bachelor, not even myself. And what am I supposed to do then? What can I ask of you now? You have come to a conclusion already, have you not? If you haven't, then I urge you to seek out the facts as relentlessly as we do. May Providence help us, if you are right. I will discuss this with your brother. I mean Victor, obviously. Not the dead one. That would be really weird. Glad I specified that I meant Victor there, because otherwise people could definitely be confused that I would be having a chat with a corpse. A corpse that I'm quite clearly not allowed to interact with. Reuben's gone. Victor!
Perhaps old Gimsky is setting a trap for the...
Victor!
Yes?
Victor!
I fear that Simon's death is a symbolic...
Victor!
The true way...
Victor!
It is far easier to...
Alright. What does my quest log say? The initial findings suggest that Simon King was killed by a highly contagious disease. It seems I will not be the first to meet the killer. Dr. Reuben has better chances at that. I cannot help but think that were Katerina's prophecy to come true, it would have made the situation even more convoluted than it already is. So are we done? That'll be a letter, not a quest update, won't it? Yeah. Oh, it's this one. The one I get just before I die. Okay, well, I certainly hope I've done everything I need to then. I certainly hope I've achieved my goals for the day. I'm gonna head back to Eva's and get some sleep. I know I could technically sleep at the Kane mansion, but do I have any money left? I don't think I do, right? One day I'll remember what the buttons are. Oh, I've got £1,000 actually. Might as well try and spend that while we're still in day one. There we go, all spent up. All spent up. I'm glad to be broke, because I'm rich in what counts. Material possessions. Never let it be said that I have any deeper philosophy than that. I like things, and I will store them and stockpile them in case of the worst happening. Ah, my bed. Sweet, merciful bed. I need to eat some rations before I go, though. Chomp, chomp. Hold on to hazelnuts, hold on to peanuts. Guess I'll eat an egg. Oh, it's quite a filling egg, actually. Guess I'll eat a couple loaves. Beautiful. And now we sleep. For 4 hours. And see if I die when I awake. The day is over!
The day is over.
Yay!
Your timely efforts allowed your supporters to remain unharmed. A new mime performance is being rehearsed at the theatre.
Praise Shabnakadir! I live to see another day. And I think on that note we will continue the next day. Another time. I'll see you for now.